Then the question is this. The question is related to the previous topic because it's so important. Then I prefer repeating the question. The point here is this. What are the main educational and managerial factors that we mentioned on a previous tafsir session? And some of them have been mentioned, and inshallah, one factor which has remained, we will just continue on this session. I want one of you, however, we started the class as a warm-up, with a warm-up question, and with a warm-up note that our sister actually mentioned here, but I'd like you to write something about the previous session. What are the main factors for managing and educating one community, one family, any person that is under you and is controlled by you, okay? Whether he's a clerk, staff, or a family member. What were the two factors that we said previous session? MashaAllah, thank you. The manager should be using general mercy. Only this one? Only this one? Brothers or sisters, they can actually unmute the microphone, they can speak. There is no limitation. You can speak if you want. Just raise your hands so you can speak if it is possible, so we can have a more interactive class. I want brothers and sisters, respected brothers and sisters, to be active more, okay? Please. I want to hear words from you. Nobody? Shall we continue? I just activated the option that is related to our brothers, the members and sisters, to unmute themselves. Okay, it's possible for you. If you want to speak, the microphone is yours. You can just have yourself talk and have a description about the previous session's topic and the text that we had, or the content that we had. He should be specifically merciful for certain people. MashaAllah, MashaAllah, sister Qurratul Ain, that you, alhamdulillah, took notes and you mentioned the points clearly and specifically. Good. So it is related to the word Rabb, general mercy and specific or special mercy. Yes, thank you, Dr. Sayyid Hassan. Welcome to our class. We would like to have you, if you would like to have some words impromptu, we are here to listen if you have some words in this regard. We're talking about the interpretation of Surah Al-Hamd. You know, it's not only and merely speaking about the tafsir of this surah. However, we talk about those aspects of this surah which are somewhat undermined and overlooked. Okay, then we want to talk about those aspects, and even those aspects that are related to the things that people need nowadays. For example, one of the main problems of any community, even the Iranian community, Iranian political system, is the managerial problem. Then that is why we're just try to drag and derive some special notes from different ayahs of the surahs of the Qur'an to actually make a plan and paradigm to solve our problems. Especially in this case, in this regard, we have the managerial problems and educational problems. These two main factors and main problems for any society, any nation in the world. These two are the main problems. I can say disasters, catastrophes that all the nations are facing nowadays. It is from the east to the west, the China and the Russia and to the United States of America. People are agonized. People are actually not happy or sorrowful because they see their politicians are not righteous and right people. This is actually what people of the world are complaining from. Iranian people the same. I don't know, even Muslim Ummah. We don't say that, we don't claim that if we are Muslims, then there is not any problem. All the managers are right, all the politicians are right people. We don't have hypocrites, we don't have actually fake politicians, let's say. No, there are. The point here is this, doctor, that we want to clarify on this idea. Does Qur'an give us a clear image on how one manager basically and generally can manage his community, his organization or not? Does Qur'an give us a clear and general image for a president to work as a good president in his community, for a leader to work as a good leader for his community? Does Quran say or not? We say yes, we claim yes. There are different ayahs, but we started from the Surah Al-Faatihah, the opening that it says at the beginning of the Surah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, there are some hints and clues that Allah Ta'ala give us these clues and hints to take lesson from that, and we give this lesson to our managers and our actually. So there are two perspectives. One is the Western perspective, Western policy, Western politics, and we have Islamic perspective, Islamic policy, Islamic politics. In Islamic politics, we look towards the things, the phenomena and the events on the realities of the world ontologically. Okay, ontologically. We work on the realities that are existing outside, not merely and basically on my hallucination and illusions. You know, in Western type of ideology, though it is a type of positivistic type of ideology, but many of the propositions in Western ideology and Western are our own experiences. They have tested, they have examined many things, politically, psychologically, different aspects, even medical, in medical aspects, and they say, okay, this is the remedy. This is the remedy. In Islamic perspective, we have something impromptu in our hands, brothers and sisters. We have something. We have many propositions that are taken from whom? From Allah Ta'ala. We say Qur'an is this book is a book of directory, is a whole book combined with different types of propositions and rules related to the individual life, social life, political life, different aspects. Then in Islamic perspective, we work on the revelation. The revelation, look what revelation is. Can you tell me what revelation is? Revelation is a religious term. Can you define this religious term as a more tangible and understandable, comprehensible definition or not? We adhere to revelational propositions. What is revelation? You want to make people trust you and find this Quran reliable. You have to prove it that this revelation, book of Revelation, or the words of Ahl al-Bayt are reliable. Then, if you prove that these are reliable, then you can yourself. You say, for example, me as a scholar, you as a follower of religion, you have these in your hands and you correctly interpret the verses of the Quran. Interpret correctly the ahadith and the, let's say, traditions of the debate, and also with the help and the assistance of rational arguments. We don't say only Qur'an and Hadith. No, no, no. Qur'an, Hadith, and also rational arguments. Rationality is so important too. Intellectuality. Because many religious people, many religious scholars forget about the rationality. Rational arguments work a lot too. These three factors. So Qur'an, Hadith, both with the rationality, okay, improves your knowledge and causes a reliability of the others towards you, okay? So tell me, what is revelation? What is revelation? This question, and we continue to our main topic, which is related to the third factor for proving that there is a special factor in Surah Al-Hamd, Faatihah al-Kitab, about managing one community and one society as a president, as a father or mother, as a teacher or a school principal. Sister Zarina says, educate them according to their level of understandings by words and actions. Okay. Educate them according to their level of understandings. Sorry, this question was related, this answer was related to which question? If you just clarify that, please. I once again ask brothers and sisters, feel free to ask your questions, your suggestions, and your ideas. The microphone is on and the chat is also on, and you can just work on that and ask your questions. So I'm here, and I am here to hear. An act of revealing or communicating divine truth. Yes. An act of revealing or communicating divine truth. Okay, very good. On previous lesson, okay, it was related, our sister actually, Zarina said, Alina, revolution, change in thinking. Very nice. Revelation, not revolution, revelation, okay? Revolution is different from revelation. Revelation is something in which we can see the logic behind every sentence. Very nice. So I want to prove it, you know, I want to prove it. I want to say that this book, look at here. This book has come from a source that is the most knowledgeable about the universe. That's all. This book has come from a source, as revealed by a source, by a person who is the most knowledgeable, omniscient, okay, the most knowledgeable. And he is the one who has created the world. Imagine I have a mouse here, okay? This is a mouse. I'm using it here, okay? You have a cell phone, okay? You have a cell phone, you want to use it, okay? You want to use this cell phone. You need a directory book. You need an instruction book. If you want to use this cell phone, you need that directory book. an instruction book. Who is about to write that instruction book? Who is more responsible? And who deserves, this is a better question, better word. Who deserves to write this instruction book? Can you tell me? Any person? The factory coordinator and let's say the factory controller or the owner of the factory of this, or let's say those people who are workers in that factory can write that instruction book, or it can be one specific person. Who is that person? Who is about to write the instruction book for this cell phone, and in general term, in a specific term, and general term about the universe? Who is about to write that instruction book? My understanding, Dr. Sayyid Ihsan Ali says, my understanding is revelation could be described as a fact or event, or an event, religious or non-religious, that makes you look at things in a new way. Yeah. However, it's not always new. This is the point, you know? If you have a proposition, religious or non-religious proposition, sometimes we can say that that thing has new things inside that has not been covered yet, uncovered yet, and it has old things too. For example, in Surah Hamd, okay, we have different tafsir, that there are commonalities and similarities between all tafsir. The very first ayah of Surah Hamd, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. For example, about the word Hamd, all the mufassirin and interpreters have said that الثناء على جميل الاختياري فعل الجميل الاختياري. You praise Hamd is you praise somebody for something he has done with his free will, and his job is his relic is beautiful. ثناء على جميل الاختياري. If somebody has not done something freely with his free will, you don't praise him, because he has done that thing with actually force, maybe with obligation. Then that is not about to be praised. So all the mufassirin say this. However, we can find new things too. You're right. These new things are, let's say, hidden in the revelation, and we have to uncover them. We have to excavate. We scholars, all of you who can contemplate on the verses of the Qur'an, we are here to excavate pearls and treasures which are hidden in the verses of the Qur'an and in the ahadith of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. That is why Amir al-Mu'minin says, Al-Qur'an huwa fi kulli zamanin jadid. In all the times, Qur'an is new. It never becomes obsolete and old-fashioned. No, Qur'an is all the time. But this actually, brother Sayyid Hassan Ali, this definition that you say about the revelation is not actually a complete one, because what you say about the new aspects of revelation that exist in revelation is one of the characteristics of revelation, not what necessitates the revelation, because revelation can have new things and old things too. Okay, that's right. So what is about our topic is this. I want to prove that this Quran is a revelation. And by revelation, I mean this, that this is connected if you want to make people trust you and find reliability to your words, to this Quran, you must prove that this book is a book of revelation. And by revelation, we mean that it is connected to an infallible source. This is the point I wanted to mention. It is connected, it is from, it is initiated, it is sourced, it is originated in an infallible source. And what infallible means? Infallible means an entity or a person that commits no sins and makes no mistake. No mistake. Who can make no mistake? Who can? Can you say what type of a person or an entity can make no mistake, can commit no sin? And you know, we previously said the meaning of sin. What does sin mean? Sin is a religious word, phrase, or vocabulary. Infallibles. Infallibles do not make sins. Why? Why they don't make sins? They don't make mistakes. What is the reason behind it? Why I'm not the person who commits no sins? I'm not that person. Why? By ma'soom, by infallible, I want you to make the things diligent, tangible, tangibly understandable, comprehensible. Revelation is a book that is connected and sourced and originated in an infallible source. And an infallible source is the one who commits no sin. We know, they are Allah and Ma'sumin, Prophet and Imams. And even non-Imams can be Ma'sum too. So they commit no sins, they make very few mistakes, very few mistakes. It's not only limited to the 14 Ma'sum. They are internally Ma'sum, they are existentially Ma'sum and infallible, but we have other Ma'sums too, actually, okay? Like Abul Fadl al-Abbas, like Zainab al-Kubra, like, let's say, Kulthum, for example, the daughter of Amir al-Mu'minin, they are Ma'sum, for example. Are they committing sin? Are they making mistakes? No, they are also Ma'sum, but not in that term that we mean by 14 Ma'sum, okay? There are differences, inshallah, we will explain if we had time later on, the differences between attainable infallibility and dedicated infallibility. Dedicated infallibles are the 14 Ma'sums, and attainable Ma'sum can be other people too. Then why an infallible commits no sin? This is my question. They are Ma'sumin, sister or brother Alina, they are Ma'sumin, so they don't commit sin. Okay, what does Ma'sum mean? I have this question. You have to say what Ma'sum is. Please speak tangibly, comprehensibly, logically, and rationally. Maybe sometimes you don't need to use religious terms. Think about the mechanisms. What does Ma'sum mean? Okay, Ma'sum means a person who is infallible. Literally means infallible. And infallible is a person who commits no sins and makes no mistake. Okay, the second question, why doesn't he commit no crime, no sin, and why doesn't he make no mistake? This is the question. They are created from the light of Allah. Brother Asad Rizvi, you're right, okay? But you make the question more complicated. If you say this, they are created from the light of Allah, you have to prove this too. How? Then the question becomes double. First question is why they don't commit sin. The second point and the premise, which should be and must be proved and is much more difficult, is this one, because they are created from the light of Allah. How can I prove that the Ma'sum is connected and is actually taken from the light of Allah? They devoted, Sayyid Ali Raza, their life in way of Allah, and had no wish of personal interest in this world except Allah's raza and His satisfaction. Okay, Sister Zarina, Quran is the best revelation, okay, as it is teaching the world way of life, daily lifestyle, not only related to religion. Okay, but this is not related to my question. In Surah of Ahzab, verse 33, Sister Hajda, Ayah Tafseer. Okay, all of you are responding to me through religious terms, religious idea. I don't know you understand me or not. I mean, please speak with rationality, tangible words that is understandable for all people. Muslim, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ, Quran says. Jidal and argumentation, or have a type of words, okay, good words with people, which is actually, I don't know, Jidal, I forgot the word in English, if I just find the word. Yeah, controversy. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. Have a controversy which is a good controversy, okay? It means that they understand your words. If you say ayat tathir for a person who is non-religious, who is a non-Muslim, he will not understand your words unless you have tangible words for him. Okay, let's say we can prove this Quran to somebody who is a non-Muslim, We can say to him like this. Imagine you are a non-Muslim, God forbid it, okay? Could the Quran or infallibles give you every time a new way, direction, explanation, understanding the same verses? If you your every time a new way, direction, explanation, understanding of same verses, if you improve your observance. No, it's good actually, yeah. New ways. You know, for proving the things, we have different arguments. Scriptural arguments and rational arguments, and maybe sometimes historical arguments. Yes? By scriptural and traditional arguments, we have a lot of verses and a hadith that approves that Quran and the ahadith of Ahl al-Bayt, those authentic ones, the correct ones, however, not the maybe fake ones, okay, can be interpreted newly in every time. We don't believe in a pluralistic or secularistic type of ideology, to believe that there are different new ideas which pluralists say, or we don't mean secular. We're not secular. We say Quran is not only individual, he has new words in every time and place for individual rules and life, and also for political life and social life, cultural life, even military life. We have some rules in Quran, in Nahj al-Balagha, and in our ahadith that talks about how to fight with the enemy also, you know. The very small and trivial aspects of man's life are depicted in Quran, in ahadith. However, this does not mean that we don't have any duty. You and me, for example, as the scholars of religion, we have no duty, no responsibility to do something So we mean Ahl al-Bayt have said everything? No, 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 never ever. Qur'an has said everything? No. We mean Qur'an has set the principles of the existence, what man needs for the betterment of his life here in this world and hereafter. Whatever you need, especially in dunya, to be a good person, to be a proper person, physically and spiritually, depicted in the Quran, but the principles, not the details. Semi-detailed propositions. Semi-detailed proposition. I say this word, okay? Please pay attention. Semi-detailed propositions are said by Ahl al-Bayt as the teachers, as the explainers of the Quran. But the detailed propositions and let's say explanations, detailed explanations are about to be done by the scholars of religion. That is why we fight a lot. We fight with ourselves, we fight with the enemy, we fight with different fake propositions in religion to find the authentic sources, to find the authentic and correct words of Ahl al-Bayt. And also we try to, and we make endeavor and attempt to actually produce new knowledge out of Quran and out of Ahadith or Hadith. So that is why it is right. It is right to say that Quran has this possibility and the words of Ahl al-Bayt has this possibility as the source, as the spring. We say this and we mean it. Semi-detailed ones are the words of Ahl al-Bayt. The principles are in the Quran, and the details are about to be excavated and understood by interdisciplinary acts. You are a doctor, for example, in the university, in the field of physics. I am a cleric in the seminary, Hawza. I know the principles in the words of Ahl al-Bayt and the words of Quran, and you know the rules of physics. Okay, let's get together, hand in hand, united. We actually, in terms of interdisciplinary discussions and debates, we produce new knowledge. You know, there is a clash. If there is a clash, there is new thing prepared here and given birth. When there are two layers of stones, two layers of earth get connected to each other and they clash to each other, the mountain arises. The mountain arises. So when can we have knowledge produced, new knowledge produced? When the ideas clash. Physical ideas, positivistic ideas, and spiritual ideas. Up to now, they have been separated, but when they clash to each other, they work together, new things arise and come up, okay? Quran is like this. So the question is this, we don't forget our main topic, our main question. Why a ma'asum, who is Allah? He is a ma'asum. Ma'asum means commits no sins, commits no crime. He himself, or imam or prophet. Why doesn't he commit no sin or make no mistake? Why? The point here is this. Because he's knowledgeable. Because he's knowledgeable. Because he knows about the rules. When you know the rules, how this cell phone works, okay, then you're going to use it correctly. You don't, if you just press this button, you know, this is the knowledge. You know, this is the power button. This is the volume button, for example, here. And you know, this is the camera. How this camera works, you know, you have to press this button. You open it and you enter the PIN code, for example, and you enter your cell phone. You press this camera button here, okay? And this is the camera. Then you can take a picture from yourself like this. Okay? So it happens. It happens. Through this, you can take a picture. If you don't have the knowledge, you cannot do it. Allah is the most knowledgeable. Why? Because He has created. If you give this cell phone, imagine this is the universe, all the universe. This cell phone is the universe. Allah has created this. If you give this cell phone in the hands of Allah, He knows how to work with this cell phone in terms of software and in terms of hardware. He knows how to disassemble this cell phone, disassemble completely. Even the very delicate and subtle parts of this cell phone, the motherboard, the CPU, the different parts of that. And he can assemble it again, disassemble and assemble. And he knows how to work with the software because he has created this tool, this vehicle. Allah is the creator of this world. He knows. Because He knows. The third question, why Allah knows? Why Allah knows? Tell me, why Allah knows all about the creation? Because He is the, tell me one word. Why Allah knows about the creation? Because He is the, you write it, I'm waiting here. Creator, thank you. MashaAllah, He's the creator. Nobody is much more deserving than Allah to know about the universe. Okay, then proved. Then Allah is the creator and He knows. And because He is compassionate, general merciful, we said, general merciful, because He is generally merciful, He gives this knowledge to people. He must give this knowledge to people. Oh, people, this world is like this. You are, as a man, like this. You have a system in your body, in your spirit. I have created you such and such, like this and like that. These are the rules of your physical body and spiritual body, and let's say the physical world and spiritual world. And the world works like this. He gives us this knowledge through mediums. Those mediums are imams, are the prophets, because there's no direct link between me and God. There is no direct link. Okay, God, tell me, God, where are you? Show me the right path. Show me the rules of this universe. Allah will never speak to you because Allah has already spoken to prophets and imams. And there must be compatibility. I am not that much compatible to the higher world. There is no sinkhiyah. Very small sinkhiyah and compatibility exists here. Very small sinkhiyah. Imagine, for example, you have the brain, okay? Sisters, brothers, you have the brain. This very place around you is filled with signals, radio signals, television signals, Wi-Fi signals, I don't know, cell phone related signals related to the cell phone. Okay, but can you receive it? Can you? No, it's not possible. There must be a radio as a medium. This radio receives these signals, come to this radio, and they are transferred to my ears and to my brain. There must be a cell phone to receive these signals, though those signals exist here. And these signals are received by this cell phone, and they are transferred to tangible words to my ears and to my eyes, for example, digital signals, okay? This is the same about the world. World is filled with spiritual signals, divinely signals. Who is about to receive these signals? If I can, okay, receive it. I cannot. A person who has the highest compatibility to the signals of revelation, that person can receive these signals. Who is that? That is Prophet and Imam. Prophet and Imam is the most, why he can receive these signals? Because his mind is so powerful, strong. His spirit likewise. He has the highest clairvoyance and clairaudience. His heart is so pure that works like a glass. Everything passes through that. A very clean type of a glass. Every signal passes through the heart of the Imam, the heart of the Prophet is depicted into his heart, and he can receive it. For example, you have a signal right now in your mind. Your signals are transferred to me through the pictures. My signals are transferred through the sounds, and the vibration of the vocal cords comes here, and from here to the microphone, and from the microphone to your ears, to your speakers, and you can hear my words. There are different mediums here. But Imam can stay here. You can imagine such a person who has a powerful telepathic faculty and power. He stays here and sits, okay? Without talking and without listening, he can read your minds. He can read your minds. Why? Because you are now transferring signals to me, even without speaking. Imagine like now, for example, I become silent, I close my eyes. I'm thinking right now. Can you read my mind? What is in my mind? This thought has reflections, has signals, has spectrums. My words have signals. The same way my mind has signals and spectrums. Somebody who has a special power can receive these signals, and that is the power of Imam. All the entities in the world have signals, have reflections. All the entities, even this book. This is proved in physics actually. In positivistic actually science, it is proved. Everything in the world has signals. Imam can receive the signals because his heart is so pure, is so clean to receive these signals. The way it is, not the fake ideology. Fake ideology is emotions. Some people say, I think he's a right person. I think. How do you say I think? That's just, it can be illusion, it can be fake or right. It can be wrong or right. But there must be a criterion for knowing how the right person is, how the wrong person is, what the right or wrong person are. Okay? Let's go to our main topic. Then Qur'an is the book of Revelation, and revelation means connection to an infallible source. And by infallible, we mean a source that commits no sin and no mistake. Why he doesn't commit no sin or no mistake? Because he is the most knowledgeable. And why he is the most knowledgeable? Because he has created the world. He has created everything. And nobody is more deserving than the Creator to give us the instruction for that thing, okay? Allah is the same. And Allah is not connecting to us directly through different mediums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Step by step, these signals are transferred to us from Allah to us, okay, through these mediums. And one medium is Prophet, one medium is Imam. Then we rationally proved the reliability of Qur'an and the Ahadith of Ma'asumin alayhim assalam. Thank you for listening, brothers and sisters. Jazakumullah khairah. I actually appreciate your participation and your cooperation with me in this class. However, this is not a class to tell you something. Alhamdulillah, you are more knowledgeable and you are having a lot of knowledge in this regard too. And maybe your heart is illuminated and enlightened with the knowledge of God. And we don't know actually, we don't know. But I appreciate much more cooperation of yours in our class, inshallah ta'ala. We didn't have time to cover actually the third aspect of the managerial and educational factors related, said and mentioned in the Holy Quran in Surah Al-Faatihah. Inshallah, next session, we will cover that aspect too. Inshallah, join us on the next Sunday. Together, we will discuss about that issue too. Thank you. May Allah bless you. And we appreciate our newcomers' participation and attendance. May Allah bless you. Thank you. Fi amanillah, jazakumullah. If there is a question, I'm here. No question? No point? You didn't use the microphone, brothers and sisters. It's all yours. You're free to actually use it. If you have any points for our brothers and sisters to hear, we're here.